That game was
We
crazy.
still got a few things that we want to talk about here, but you want to talk about CFB26?
Yeah. So speaking of college football 26, remember. So we'll go ahead and say Bill Belichick is keeping the trend. He is not going to be one of the coaches that you'll see in this game. He's keeping the trend from Madden. And not even a hunt. Like that man's never been in a Madden game. He's like, I doubt he'll ever be in a college football game. He'll be listed as Hector Lucas.
Whoever. As
This will
always.
be the name for the
Now,
UNC coach.
now, mind you can go in there and create them yourself if you want.
Yeah, you can. And like I said, and with 26, there are some like additional customization options. So they're expanding on that a little bit. But Bill is also one of 12 coaches that opted out of this game this year, including Deion Sanders, Mario Cristobal from Miami, Kirk Ferentz from Iowa, Bronco Mendenhall from Utah State, Tyson Helton, West Kentucky, Charles Kelly from Jacksonville State, Frank Reich, Stanford, Trent Dilfer, UAB, Bryant Vincent, University of Louisiana, Monroe, Jason Eck, New Mexico, and Mark Carney from Kent State.
I ain't gonna front. I didn't realize in 25 until I was a whole season into my player. Like not even a whole season, like after my whole first season, because I did my first year at Northwest and then transferred to Colorado. Because I was like, I'm gonna go play for Deion. Didn't realize about halfway through, Deion wasn't even the coach. I was like, who is this man?
I wasn't even in
there. I was like, Deion ain't even here. Who's this man?
I said the same thing. I think when I had moved my team from what was it, Conference USA to Big 10 or Big 12, I was like, huh. This ain't Deion at all.
I was mad about that, but I've always wondered what's Bill's reason for not doing it.
He just doesn't care about it that much. Like he doesn't think it's. If I remember right, I think he did an interview about not being in Madden a few years ago, and he was basically just saying like he just never really saw the appeal. He never really thinks he didn't necessarily needed to be in the game. And this is still around that time where he didn't really like being in the media, being all that extra stuff outside of.
But to me,
when he had to be on TV, he just didn't.
To me, that would kind of help with his like exposure in terms of recruiting for the young.
That's why this surprised me was because you didn't put your name in this year, knowing good and well that this could just like you said, help with your recruiting, help with your exposure. And I'm surprised Jordan didn't hop on this like, hey, you might want to do this.
I'm saying. Because it's like
you've never been one of those publicity kind of guys.
It's like I can see why Saban didn't do it for years because Saban was an established name.
You knew Nick Saban.
You knew Nick Saban even if you didn't have him in the game. It's kind of like how certain players in the game, like on the old NCAAs, it's like, running back number 5. I know that's Reggie Bush. Running back number 5 has a 99 overall.
Like you know who he is. And I think the other thing is it's like based off of all the articles and news that he's had around him this whole offseason, the big publicity thing they did for him when he first got hired on. I don't really like, I guess you can still look at that same thing of like, it's Bill Belichick. He's an established name. He doesn't particularly need to be in college football 26. I can also see where the benefit would be, but I think even if he's not in there, I don't really think it's hurting him that much.
He doesn't.
Sure, it'd be a boost. It's not good. In other words, it's not going to be a negative if he's not. It would definitely be a positive. But at the end of the day, if he's not, his status ain't really changing that much. So
he doesn't need to be there for sure. But I just think, like you said, and we talked about, from a logistical standpoint, you're trying to establish yourself, get your name, get your image, get your face in front of these new kids.
Right.
Want to play for you, or you want them to play for you. You want to teach them. You gotta meet the kids where they at.
Right.
And
the other thing
I know
is,
sometimes it comes off as like corny in a way, because like if you do it the wrong way, it can come off as corny. We've all seen those videos, or we've all seen, hey, fellow kids, You don't want to like I'm looking to find like we've all seen that. We've
Steve
all seen
Buscemi.
that. We've all seen them trying to
I'm a
meet
kid
you where
just
the
like you,
kids.
sir.
I'm a kid like you. I'm hip to the times. Like,
Sir.
hold up. I could get it could come off as like disingenuous and just like creepy and weird when you're trying to meet the kids where they at. But sometimes stuff like this, especially nowadays, kids would want to see that. Kids want to see, oh yeah,
Yeah,
my
and
coach is in the game just like me. Coach, can you get me in the game?
I also think the other thing is that there's not going to be like outside of some of the big names, like nobody really pays that much attention to the coaches in these games or what the names of the coaches are really. Like I said, unless you know for sure you want to be at Clemson playing for Dabo, if you want to be at USC playing for Lincoln Riley, if you want to be at Oregon playing for whoever's the coach in Oregon, but if you wanted to be in Alabama playing for Nick Saban, like if you purposely wanted these really big names, nobody really cared about what the name of the coach was at East Carolina. Nobody really cared for the name of the coach at UAB or UCF or South or Southern Alabama and all. Like nobody really cared about that. They just looked at, okay, this is who I want to play for. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rebuild this, so I'm going to replace him anyway with my coach anyway. So,
hey, listen, you're gonna replace the coach regardless, but at the end of the day, still kind of cool. But
I think it would have been nice to see it though.
it would have been
At least for
to
once.
me
Like,
that
I
would have
like
completed the arc. To me, that would have completed the
exactly,
Bill Belichick arc of just like, yeah, this
exactly
ain't NFL
like
Bill. This is college
new
Bill.
start, like new start. Now his name is finally in a game somewhere. Like,
because think about it,
it just makes sense.
It's like you're already Bill. You already stepped out being on Instagram. You already stepped out dating a younger woman. You already done. I see you out here in a puffer, sir. A puffer. I swear to God, if I see you in some Timbs or some Jordans by the end of this season,
I mean, I feel like the Jordans are just gonna have to happen.
The Jordans are gonna have to happen. But if I see him in some Timbs by winter, oh no, like we got a problem.
Now, if you see him in Timbs by winter, he lost a bet. He lost a bet.
If he's in some butters before Halloween, Lord, no.
He lost a bet, or it's for some kind of costume couple thing that he's gonna be doing.
Hey, straight up. If he is in just some regular straight up butters, like at Waffle House,
ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Would you say that's AI generated?
If that man shows up in public on a regular schmegular thing in some butters, I'm throwing the whole season away.
Put that on the over under. You're throwing the season away.
Throwing the whole season
away.
Why? Throwing the whole season away. Because somebody's mind ain't right. Somebody's mind is gone. He ain't all there no more. Throwing the whole season away.
I think his mind might be right. You never know.
Tear up your contracts and turn in your grills and gold chain.
He said, "Go ahead, clock out for me, Bill, because this ain't it."